which soil tests are relevant for different agricultural uses. Imagine walking onto a piece of farmland and wondering if it's ready for planting or if it needs some work first. Knowing the right soil tests can make all the difference in understanding a property's potential. Soil quality plays a big role in farmland value and how productive it can be. For anyone looking to buy, sell, or manage farmland, knowing which tests to run helps make smarter decisions. Let's start with the basics. Soil tests look at physical, chemical, and sometimes biological properties that influence plant growth. The main things they check are nutrient levels, pH balance, organic matter, texture, and sometimes contamination. Not every test is needed for every farm, so choosing the right ones depends on what you plan to grow and the history of the land. The most common test for cropland, pasture, and gardens is nutrient analysis. This test measures how much nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are in the soil. It also checks secondary nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and sulfur, plus trace elements such as iron and zinc. Knowing these levels helps decide how much fertilizer to add, avoiding waste and saving money. For row crops like corn or soybeans, testing every year or two is typical. For permanent pastures or orchards, testing less often, maybe every 3 to 5 years, works fine. pH testing is also very important. It tells you if the soil is acidic, neutral, or alkaline. Most crops grow best in soils with a pH between 6 and 7. If the soil is too acidic, adding lime can help. If it's too alkaline, sulfur or other amendments might be needed. Adjusting pH can take months or even years, so it's especially useful when buying new land or changing what you grow. Organic matter and cation exchange capacity are other key tests. Organic matter helps the soil hold water and nutrients. Cation exchange capacity measures how well the soil can hold onto nutrients and make them available to plants. Soils rich in organic matter and with high cation exchange capacity tend to be more resilient and valuable, especially in dry or challenging environments. Physical properties like soil texture and structure are also important but are less often tested routinely. Texture tells you the proportion of sand, silt, and clay, which affects water movement and erosion. Soil structure, how particles clump together, influences aeration and water drainage. These traits are especially critical when planning irrigation or choosing crops suited for specific soil types, like potatoes in sandy soils or rice in clay soils. In areas with a history of irrigation or nearby industrial sites, salinity tests are needed. Salt buildup can harm crops and reduce yields. If there's concern about contamination from heavy metals or pesticides, testing for these substances is wise. Contaminants can affect crop safety and resale value, so knowing what's in the soil is essential. For high-value crops like vineyards or organic vegetables, extended testing might be helpful. These tests can include biological activity or total nutrient content, giving a fuller picture of what the soil can offer. This helps in making long-term decisions about land use and management. When evaluating farmland for investment, start with basic tests like nutrients, pH, and organic matter. Compare results with regional standards and what your crops need. If the land has different areas or visible soil differences, test each zone separately. For large properties, grid sampling can help identify areas that might need more attention or could lower overall value. Regular testing over time is also important for established farms. It helps track changes, optimize fertilizer use, and maintain soil health. If environmental regulations are a concern, additional tests for contaminants can prevent future liabilities. Interpreting test results is straightforward. They usually show if nutrient levels are low, medium, or high, and suggest amendments if needed. Always tailor fertilizer and soil adjustments to the specific crop and local research to avoid unnecessary costs and environmental harm. Timing matters too. Test soils when they are dry and representative of normal conditions, often in late summer or fall. Avoid testing right after fertilizing or liming, as that can skew results. Testing every 1 to 4 years is a good rule of thumb, depending on crop rotation and land use. In summary, choosing the right soil tests depends on what you want to grow and the land's history. Nutrients, pH, organic matter, and soil texture are the main tests to consider. They help you understand the land's strengths and limitations, guiding management decisions, and protecting your investment. For anyone involved in farmland buying or management, knowing these tests is a key step in unlocking a property's full potential.